welcome. Thanks for joining me, Annalise, for the next hour or so of Yin Yoga with Aromatherapy. So if you want to put on some nice relaxing music or dim the lights or turn the phone off, now's a good time. And if you have by chance the doTERRA essential oil blend, which is called In Tune, grab that, or any other essential oils that you would like to use today, anyone that calls to you. And then we'll come to meet on the mat. And I'll tell you what's in this blend that I brought in tonight. This is a mixture of amyris, patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. And it is the oil of presence. So it is used for ADHD, nervousness, anxiety, grounding. It's very grounding and calming. It's great for depression and focus. So if you have lots of thoughts flowing through, you're sort of a bit scatterbrained or daydreaming, or if you daydream quite a bit, this is a really nice one just to bring you back to a grounded state. And it's quite nice. It's very earthy, and so it's described as grounding, earthy, and clarifying. It's really nice. And so if you have any other essential oil, grab it. We will put some on the palm of your hand and rub your palms together. And then just sitting comfortably, close down your eyes and place your hands, cup them above your nose, and take a few deep breaths, just arriving more and more with every breath. Observe the breath moving in and out. And just find a nice rhythm, nice and slow down from wherever the day has been, and come to a more centered and slower paced mode now. And then place the essential oil that you've got in your palms on your body, maybe the back of the neck, the shoulders. Give yourself a little massage and squeeze there. And you can do this all over. Down the arms to the pulse point of the wrist. Just giving your body a little gentle massage and applying the oil. You can put some on your belly, on your heart, on your feet. And then come back to sitting in stillness and breathing. Even that short moment feels so different to the one before it. Just stay present with the body, how it feels right now. Notice if there's any points of tension or holding or anything that you can detect. And see if you can let any tension relax. If you've got a straight spine from root to crown, it allows softness to occur in a really safe way. And you can soften the muscles. And just focus on your exhales here. Get to know your exhales completely. And let that out breath sort of be felt in any places that you feel it. Notice how deep it goes into the body, the sensation as it travels out. Invite that quality of softness to wash over you with the exhales. Nice and steady. Now focus on the inhalations and get to know everything you can about the breath moving in your body. You might naturally be doing a little ocean breath, feeling the air traveling through your throat, making a little sound. With a little constriction in the throat, you can really tune in to that ocean sound and the sensation in the throat of the breath moving in and out. Now just observe the breath in and out, both the inhale and the exhale, working together. Working together for you. And try and maintain this state of mind throughout your practice. A sense of calmness. May just be washing over your whole body right now. As we transition onto sitting on our heels, if you're not there already, see if you can maintain this quality. And so you might want a blanket underneath your ankles. We'll do an ankle stretch here. I'll come onto the side. And then, so sitting up, bottom on heels, just start to lean back as much as is comfortable. I've got my hands on my knees here, but if it's more comfortable to have them on blocks by your sides or wherever, that's okay. And just take this to wherever feels good. So start to stretch out the ankles, the front of the foot, the top of the foot, rather. Take another deep breath in and out. And come on back. Bring the knees down. Okay, if you need to come forward for a second and stretch out the feet, you can. And then come back onto the heels, hips on heels or bottom on heels. And we'll do a little modified camel. So you could put blocks underneath your hands behind you if you prefer. Just coming back behind, keeping your knees down toward the ground. And just start to sort of press down through your 10 fingers, spreading wide. And express the heart openly towards the sky. You can keep your gaze ahead if you feel like your neck is a little compromised today. Only if you're comfortable, let the head drop back. Broaden across the chest. Feel a little squeezing between the shoulder blades. And walk your hands forward. You can come onto all fours from here. If you want to shake your hands out first, do that. And then come on to all fours. We'll stretch the toes now by tucking them under. And even the pinky toes. So if you want to guide the pinky toes to press down like the other toes, you can. And just walk your hands back as far as is comfortable. So you might even come to sit straight up, aligning your head, heart and hips above your feet. And try and smile and breathe. Stay present. Feel santosha, contentment in this present moment. Maybe feeling grateful for the fact that you're able to spread your toes, come forward whenever you feel ready. And just wiggle your toes out a little bit. All right, so from here, stay up with the hips above the knees and just walk your hands up your legs and then onto the back of your body. Fingertips facing down and elbows drawing towards each other. So let's open up the pelvic area, the front of the hips there. So again, like we'll do a camel pose. This time press the hips forward and open the heart, keeping the elbows drawing together. Feel free to keep your head forward. I'm going to do that. Or if you know you can take your head back, do that. You might even, practice this pose every day and you want to go into a full camel with your hands on your ankles, or you could use blocks. So many options. I'm not going to go there because I haven't warmed up too much. All right, come on up and back onto hands and knees. Let's take a cat stretch. So with your hands, your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, press the floor away and draw your belly into your spine and round the back. And just keep rounding and rounding, pressing away, breathing. And then you might want to take a cat pose, a cow pose, extending on the inhale from root to crown. And maybe just a flow through cat and cow. In the cow position, you're really feeling the lengthening of the spine, opening of the chest. And that cat pose, such a beautiful way to feel the background into all those muscles. If you need to wiggle or anything, go ahead, and then we'll come to sit on our bottoms. Okay, so a couple of options here. We'll go wide with the right leg. So the left foot can actually I'll show you where we could go and you can decide. Let's keep our legs together to begin and bend that left knee and squeeze it into your body. All right, so you might want to stay here and take the front of your foot to the hip crease on the right side. Half lotus. So this leg might sort of start to move outward naturally. If this doesn't feel comfortable in your body, feel free to just place the sole of your foot inside your right thigh. So this is a really nice stretch for the top of the foot again. So we'll start by sitting tall and just coming to be one with the breath. Sitting nice and tall, connecting from the earth all the way up through the torso to the crown, connecting infinitely upward and outward. And you're welcome to come to fold a little bit here too. Just walking the hands forward as far as feels good. You don't need to push it too far so that you lose that beautiful rhythm of the breath. I'm just going to stay here for about another 5 breaths. Just sinking in deeper. Tune into those exhalations and let them soften you into your pose. Your body knows where it wants to go. So often it's just a matter of allowing instead of controlling. And slowly walk your hands back towards you. Come out of the pose the way you came in, squeezing your knee into your chest. Give your ankle a little roll around. Wiggle of your toes. And stretch that leg out. So let's do that on the other side now. So squeeze that right knee into the chest, the thigh, bending the knee. And then choose your position. If you want to try that half lotus position, place the top of the foot or the outside edge of the foot in the hip crease so you can see the bottom of the foot upside. It might help to sit up on a blanket or something too. All right. So my left leg has naturally widened out a little bit. That's good. No worries. So let's come to sit nice and tall. You can have your hands grounding down on your leg and your knee or both knees. And just come to presence here. And we can do that by coming to be fully aware of the breathing. The inhale, the exhale, or the exhale and the inhale, depending on how you look at it. In Chinese, in Chinese writing, when they write breath, there's two characters, exhale and inhale. So the exhale comes before the inhale. So it's really interesting to shift the perspective of where the beginning of the breath is. Is the beginning the exhale? Can you imagine? And the inhalation ends the cycle. You can lean forward, fold forward here as you do so, if you please. Taking a few more breaths. This might feel really nice if you've been wearing shoes today and you just need to kick your shoes off. Get your feet a little stretch, a bit of loving. Take another deep breath in and out, or out and in. Let you decide which begins the breath, the inhale or the exhale. And slowly just hold the foot, come to squeeze that bent knee into the chest, roll around the right ankle, wiggle your toes, do whatever you need to do. And then stretch out. Awesome. So let's come on to hands and knees again. And from here, we'll come into a down dog, but not a held down dog. I'll show you what I mean. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it. You can just come into our pose from tabletop. But it's basically like you're a bear and you're sort of padding up and down with your feet. So it doesn't sort of hold pressure on any of the wrist joints. And then come into a lunge from your down dog or from your tabletop and drop that back knee down. So I've got my right foot forward, the knee stacks above the right ankle, and take the back knee back as much as you need to. And also I should mention, if you've got a blanket, you might feel more comfortable having a blanket underneath your knee or underneath the top of your back foot there. So we'll start with the hands on the ground or place blocks underneath your hands. And you can just feel the weight in the hips sinking down. Beautiful. You're going to stay here for a few minutes. Now I'll give an option. If you feel like you want a little bit more weight in the hips, you're welcome to bring the torso up, and you will notice it does stretch out that back hip and quad. Press down through the back foot, down to the little pinky toe, in whichever variation that you're in, and just come to flow with your breath here. Awareness flows with breath. You could try imagining that exhalation being the beginning of the breath again, focusing on that exhale, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And just continue to be present, not seeking information from the past or future, just being here with the breath, content, in a state of santosha. And take another few breaths. Good, and feel free to just sort of come back and forward a few times, but then come back to your lunge. This time we're going to do another form of dragon, or that's the name for the lunge in Yin Yoga. So this is overstepping dragon. Take your right foot, which is at the front, take it back a little bit. So it's called overstepping dragon because your knee is going to come forward, and come forward until it feels like the heel is about to come off the ground, and this is going to stretch your ankle. You can feel it back here. Feels really nice. So just come forward until it feels like your heel is going to lift up, and stay there and breathe. And come back. All right, so should we come back to that downward dog where we're pawing our hands and feet? Let's come back. And then bring the left foot forward this time. And drop the back knee down. And just walk that back leg back as far as feels comfortable. Check your alignment with the knee over the ankle. Feel the weight in the hips sinking down. And make the choice if you want to come upright. And whichever variation calls to you, just stay there. And just tune into the rhythm of your breathing. Notice how it feels. Check in. Make sure your little toe on the right side is pressing downward. And take a few more breaths. Completely present. And then we'll take that left foot, shimmy it back a little bit, and then bring the left knee forward into the overstepping dragon, stretching out the ankle. So coming forward without lifting the heel up off the ground, but just feeling the stretch. All right. So we're going to come forward into a dangle position. So step up to the top of your mat or wherever. Bring your feet together, wherever they meet. Doesn't matter where. And bend your knees. You can either have your elbows, sort of hands on your elbows, resting on your knees, or just let your arms dangle downward, belly and chest hanging on your legs here. And just make a little dangly movement side to side, or making infinity symbols. And stretching at the legs, and your body just gets a chance to dangle and feel a bit loosey-goosey. You can explore. Beautiful. So let's come to sit down on your mat. We'll come into a cross-legged position. And I'll invite you to take a half lotus in your cross-legged position if you'd like, or full lotus if that's in your practice. You're welcome to take that for the time we move through the left and the right side. So if you are going to come into your half lotus, squeeze your knee in, place the outer foot into the crease, and that left foot just comes underneath. It can rest wherever you like, actually, wherever feels comfortable. I'm not going to go into full lotus unless you already know how to do it. Go ahead, but otherwise, this is just really a great way to find a nice straight seat, a nice way to still stretch out the feet, feel a connection, earth to sky. Take a few really mindful breaths, observing the cycle. Allow the inhalation to travel up the length of your spine. Notice how aligned your spine can be. Head over heart, over hips. And we'll come into a twist. So take a lengthening inhalation. And then just slowly twist over to the right. Left hand can hold on to the right knee, and the right hand comes behind you. And just take a few moments, feeling the chest open, and the gaze can turn back behind you if it's comfortable. Use an inhalation to return slowly to center. Lift up your top foot and knee. Squeeze it into you. Roll out the foot. Do whatever you need. And we'll come on to half lotus in the other direction. So this time it's the left foot. Squeeze that bent knee into your chest. Take the leg position, left foot in right hip crease. And I'm not as good on this side, where you might notice one side is more comfortable than the other. So I might place a block underneath that knee just for a little bit of support. And then bend that right foot in. Sit nice and tall. This is the benefit of lotus pose, as it allows beautiful alignment. So feel the spine nice and erect, beautiful alignment with gentle curves, but long all the way up to the crown. Let's feel that central channel of energy as you breathe. Breathing in the nostrils, imagine the breath traveling down the spine to the root and then back up again. Even up to the crown and out. You can even imagine as the breath travels down, it goes into the ground, past your body, into the earth, and is drawn back up. So that connection is alive. And keeping a nice erect spine, breathe in, nice and long, and then twist over to the left. Open chest. Gaze just falls back behind you. Check in with your rhythmic breath. Grow tall with your in-breath. And breathe out, and then come back to center. Lift up that left leg, squeeze the bent knee into the body, wriggle your foot. All right, so let's come onto our backs now. Come to lie down on your back. Let's stretch the legs out. If you need to wiggle them a little bit, that's okay. We've done quite a bit of work with them. Okay. So we'll just take a few breaths here. We will do a few more things before we settle completely into Shavasana. So just come into your body. You might have moved your body or felt muscles that you haven't felt for a while. So just tune in for a minute to what's going on in your feet or any other part of your body. All right, so let's bring the knees up to the chest and wrap your arms around your shins. You can either hold on to your wrist or elbows. And just curl up in a little ball. Feel free to roll from side to side. And from here we'll come into Happy Baby. If you're a little inflexible or tight, you can hold on behind the thighs and just or reach inside the bent knees with both arms and reach for the outer edges of the feet. And just let the knees draw toward the ground. The ankles are above the knees this time. Usually it's the other way around. So we're just turning it upside down. So this is really quite a deep hip stretch. And while you're here, I'll invite you to give your toes a little massage or a pull or a wiggle or just squeeze. Finger pressure into the bottoms of your feet. Along the inner line of the arch is the reflexology points for the spine. So you might find some tender spots if you sort of just track up and down. And then let your legs come straight up. Ankles above knees, above hips. Just allow those feet to feel any breeze in the air, or just to appreciate having no weight on them. It's great for the feet. Let's send a little waterfall of love down the soles of your feet, down through all your toes, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, down through the front of your foot, from the heel up through the ankle, front and back, knee, front and back, and upper legs, front and back, all the way down to the hips. And you can do another little love waterfall a few times, sending loving energy, visualizing that energy, this water falling down your legs. When you're ready, bend the knees into the chest. Again, if you need to do so, like for your Shavasana. Maybe a bolster for under your knees, or a blanket for over your body, an eye pillow for your eyes, or a low pillow for underneath your head. And just come to lie down with your head lined up with your spine, your pelvis, all aligned like that, with the arms and legs, and just outwards. Feel the fingers relax and soften. The backs of the hands are on the ground, and so the fingers start to curl when they relax. And feel the wrists relaxed, the forearms, both elbows, your upper arms, and your shoulders. Your shoulders can relax deeply into the ground. And come down to your toes. With your heels on the ground, your toes just fall away outward from the body. Super soft. And feel the soles of your feet relaxed, the heels relaxed, the top of the feet, calf muscles and the shins, the front and back of the knees relax, the upper legs soften and relax. Feel your hips steady and sinking down into the ground. And feel the very root of your spine, lowest area in the spine. your place of grounding, your energetic space for grounding. Feel your earthly connection there. And travel your awareness up the spine to below the belly button. Taking a few breaths here. This is your creative space. And come to notice above the belly button, traveling up the spine. Take a few breaths here, just feeling your power. And feel the soft awareness travel up behind the chest, so the center of the chest. But this is the energetic heart space, loving space. There's softness to sweep through this space. Feel that softness traveling up into the throat. Just take a few breaths here, your place of communication. Just breathing here, sending that good energy into this space. And moving that softness to the center of the brain, softening any holdings or tensions inside the skull. Just find that center point behind the eyes and breathe into this space, your space of wisdom and inner knowing. And the skull just settles deeply onto the ground. Take your awareness now up to the crown or just above your head. And take a few breaths here, softening the crown, the space around. Allow the spaciousness just to envelop you here, safely in rest, held, calm and relaxed. Now breathe in a breath of contentment in through the nose. Feel the chest rise and the belly expand. And then the exhale, for the belly drop. The breath moves through the diaphragm, the chest, out the nose. Continue to be aware of the movement of the breath in the nostrils, through the throat, chest, diaphragm, belly. Breathing out, belly, diaphragm, chest, throat, nose. Breathing in contentment, santosha. Presence. Gratitude. And slowly start to breathe deeper and invite movement into your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Eventually have a big stretch, have a yawn. Reach your arms over your head. Stretch your toes away from your fingertips. And then hug the knees into the chest. And just gently move as you need to until you're ready to roll side in the fetal position. Just laying on your side, curled up in a ball. Use your arm as a pillow. And just notice how you feel. Just reflect on any sensations or experiences that came into your awareness today. And eventually press your hand into the ground and come to sit up comfortably. Hands can come together in front of the center of the chest, the energetic heart, this loving space. And with eyes closed, just come inward, find your center. I wish you so much santosha. Namaste. You can rub your hands together and place your warm palms over your closed eyes. And gradually start to wink your eyes open. Spread your fingers and let in the light. And come back. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.